Hello, everyone. This is Amy Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the assistant director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. Right now, we are gearing up for our fall 2023 screening, which is going to be on October 15th at the beautiful, historic Clinton Street Theater in Portland, Oregon. And today we are talking to some of our participating filmmakers. Here we have the team behind the film PLOTZ. Thank you guys both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
And so if you guys could really quickly say your names and also what your roles were in the film.
So I'm Zeke Bluestone. I am co-director, co-writer, co-star, and I also edited and produced the movie.
Okay.
I'm Brandon Olmstead. I co-wrote, co-directed, and co-starred and helped compose the music.
Excellent. Well, it's a very kind of heartwarming, funny film. Tell me, what was your inspiration to make this?
So this all kind of started out with a quarrel with roommates, and we were doing what was the holiday?
Oh, we were doing Passover.
We were doing Passover, and he had gotten some Manischewitz wine, and Brandon got a little too hammered, and it all kind of spawned out of one joke with me kind of prodding him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Can I get some of that Auschwitz wine?" And he's like, "What'd you say to
me?" And then,
okay, so that's a real event essentially that you recreated for the viewing pleasure. I like that.
Thanks. Yeah, and we're real life, best friends. I am a Jew. He's not. So a lot of that, as far as writing, just we bounced off each other real well to build the story.
Okay, I like that. So kind of a little bit of your own, real personal circumstances in this, some tidbits of real life.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was the balance between, writing to improv? Because the characters read very naturally. I'm just curious, is there improv or is it really mostly written?
It's a lot of writing.
Yeah.
There's some improvised scenes in there, a few lines that we came up with on the fly, but for the most part, that was all on paper.
Okay, cool. And I'm curious, what was the crew size like for this film?
3 people. It was me, him, and our buddy filmed it for us.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
And
I mean, you clearly took an actual trip. I think you guys are Eugene based. You took a trip to LA, a lot of driving. Well, so what was that like, sort of, being fictional, filming this, but also literally going through this process at the same time? What was that like?
It was super hands-on.
Yeah.
I think it took more out of either of us than we expected. A, because we're doing pretty much everything. And B, because we were experiencing this thing we'd written, like in real life.
And then kind of being out of our element with things not in our control, being in public.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, when you get the I Love LA and the matching shorts, I feel like it's kind of a spectacle there in public, and I'm sure someone came up and said,
Nope, not a single person bothered us the entire time.
Really?
Anything.
No one wanted anything to do with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And one thing you hear about LA a lot is that if you're doing any kind of filming in public, they're so sticklers for permits and stuff, but you guys didn't have to necessarily deal with that, or did you have Walk of Fame permits or anything?
No comment, kind of.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how legal that is, but
no one asked us any questions.
Okay.
The entire time, and like in places where we were like, if something unexpected happened in this scene, it might play really funny.
Right.
And we never got that opportunity.
Interesting. Okay. Here's something I'm curious about. Obviously, you guys are real life friends, so the chemistry is not fictional. But to what extent, because your characters, I feel like, are very alive, and I really like kind of just that narrative voice, or just, I don't know. I guess the personalities that are evoked are very charming, and there's something kind of infectious about the characters you portray. To what extent is that kind of your real life persona, and what extent did you really have to craft and curate this on-screen persona?
I think they're embellished versions of our character.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree. There's like expositional things that are false for each one. But as far as like performance, it's pretty similar.
Okay, very cool. Well, I like that. I always like it when you're sort of just taking your kind of authentic personality and just cranking it up to some absurd level. So small crew. You went on a real trip. What was kind of like the most difficult part of this whole thing?
I probably travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it took the longest. It was the most challenging, I think.
Day one, we had a couple hiccups and had to go like refilm a couple things, but we got through those jitters pretty quick.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, what did you guys learn from this process? Any new insights on the craft?
Guerrilla filmmaking. We thought it would be a huge problem, and it went very smooth.
So smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So the kind of the takeaway is that don't be afraid to film on the street and just kind of be out there using real locations. It'll
Right.
actually be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's valuable, actionable insight for independent filmmakers.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm curious now, are you guys working on any new films, any new projects together?
We're each independently working on our own projects.
Yeah. I'm writing a romantic comedy feature, and
I'm kind of working on like a slasher thriller movie.
Okay, cool. That's very sweet. And do you guys think that you would be involved in each other's projects for these?
somehow, yeah. Like,
Okay.
Kind of a Robert Rodriguez, Tarantino kind of deal.
yeah.
Kind of
Right on.
intermesh with each other.
Okay, but secretly bitter enemies.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, cool. And yeah, I just want to say I really enjoyed PLOTZ. I feel like there is something very endearing about the characters and about kind of the addressing the camera, and it feels very full. It feels like a very complete story. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add about PLOTZ?
I don't know. I think you said it best, and thank you.
Yes,
very
thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. I am really looking forward to putting this on. I think it's really going to speak to people in Portland because it's got that kind of quirky sense of humor. And I am looking forward to seeing more from both of you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Take care.
You as well.